Everybody, welcome out to the backyard today. Y'all heard me say before that I like taking things from the inside and bringing them to the outside. So what are we going to do for you today that every backyard cook, chuck wagon cook, it's one of their favorite things to do? Pasta. Now y'all know I'm kidding. Typically pasta cooked like this outside, it's not something people do. We're going to do it today. We're going to do a mushroom with brown butter rigatoni with a little bit of kale. And oh, you're going to love this. And on top of it, we're going to have 2 soft-boiled eggs. So yes, something very, very different for an outside cook, especially a chuck wagon cook. What we got going right now, we got a pot on the stove, my stove. Okay, we've got a pot over here with water starting to boil. Make a soft boiled egg. We got 4 eggs in here. Now, 5 to 6 minutes is all you want to boil these if you want a soft boiled egg. And that's the way I like that runny yolk over the top of my pasta. I think that's really, really good. So what modern feature we're going to have out here today is an egg timer, because it's got to be 5 minutes. So I got to set this timer to 5 minutes so I don't get to doing something and forget and overcook my egg. I don't want to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is get these eggs carefully in here so I don't try to break them, carrying them over there. And we're going to get them in the hot water. They are in our boiling water. We're going to get this little whiz bang timer on 5 minutes. And we're going to pop back and to get them out of here. Hey folks, we got these eggs going. Our little whiz bang timer is about to go ding ding. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Now the trick with this is I got to stop the cooking process. So in this glass bowl right here, we have ice water. We're going to put them in the ice water to stop this cooking process. I got 3 of them right here. Let's go with number 4. We got them in the eggs. Now, you know me, I don't like throwing stuff away and I don't like doing things twice. What do we got here? We got boiling water going on, and all we had in there was the eggs. So what are we going to do? We're going to add some salt to that, a pretty good amount of salt. And we're going to add this box of rigatoni pasta. No use in wasting the effort we got in getting that water hot. We're going to give it a quick stir to make sure it ain't going to stick together. And that's going to go about 5 minutes. Hey everybody, one thing about my stove, we don't have a knob, right? So we got to keep stirring this, because what we don't want to do is this water to boil over, because when the water boils over on my stove, it puts your fire out. So we got to be careful about that. But we got that pasta going along in there fairly good. Hey everybody, we got this pasta about ready to be coming off here. We want it, we want in our dish, we want an al dente pasta. This will cook with some of the other stuff here in a minute. So we want to be mindful that we don't overcook it. Because in our final dish, we want an al dente pasta. I'm going to get this off. And to keep it from overcooking, we're not going to put this in the ice bath, but we're going to take this pasta and we're going to put it in a bowl, kind of drained in here a little bit. Now, folks, I was joking earlier about this is what everybody cooks outside. And, you know, if you've got a grill, gas grill, wood grill, whatever kind of grill you got, it's basically an oven. It's your stove. And you need to make sure that you get comfortable. If you like cooking outside, you need to get comfortable cooking on that thing, because you can do just about anything outside that you want to do. And I mean, you can do it just because you enjoy doing it. For me, I love being outside. I make a mess when I cook. When I do it in the kitchen, my wife doesn't like it. When I do it out here, the birds and the animals have a feast. All right, we got all our pasta out in here. We're doing good. I'm going to share a little tip with you real quick before we get to the rest of this dish. When you got a pot on your fire, all right, keep your pot closer to you if possible. Keep your coals to you. You don't want to be reaching across the fire to stir, because then you get hot. The closer your pot is to the edge over here of your fire where you can reach in and stir, you're doing really, really good. But if you got it way over here and you got to do it, it's pretty tough. Okay, now folks, we got our mise en place, and that's a big word for me, but that's the correct terminology for getting our thyme stripped off the branches, and in here getting our mushrooms chopped up, getting our kale all fixed, and even getting our eggs prepped along with our pasta. Now we got to finish this dish. So how are we going to do this? All right, we got this cheap pan, and use a cheap pan if you're going to do it outside. To that, we want to add a stick of butter. And to that stick of butter, we're going to add, I'm going to guess this is probably about 2 cups of mushrooms. Use the mushrooms of your choice. My wife loves portobellos, so this happens to be portobello. To that, before we put it on the fire, we're going to add just about a half a teaspoon of salt. Not too much. And we're going to add about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Not too much. And we're going to get this set on our fire, and we want to get this started. Now, folks, I guess technically this is a vegetarian dish. The only thing that's really in here that has anything different is the eggs and the butter that we put in here, but there's no meat in this dish. Now, this is a dish that kind of liked around here a little bit, and it's different. There's plenty of mushrooms in here. You can get a lot of good meaty flavor from the mushrooms. You can add some stuff to this if you want. You can add a little cumin. You can add a little bit of smoke to it. But if you add a little liquid smoke to it, be very, very careful. That stuff gets really strong really quick. Be very, very careful in what you do. All right, we got our butter melting and our mushrooms are starting to get sauteed off here a little bit. So to that, we're going to add some kale. Now, we ain't got room in our skillet for all of this kale, but it's going to shrink down quite a bit. I'm going to add about 4 or 5 handfuls of kale. You can do this with spinach. You can do that with anything like that you would want. Make recipes your own. Do what you want to do with them. And that here we have a package, which I'm going to say stripped off the leaves. Stripped off the branch, the little stems. This is probably about half a tablespoon of fresh thyme. My wife's looking at me like, you kind of tore that up. And I said, yeah, sure did. All right, folks, we're going to give this just a little bit of movement just because we got our mushrooms on the bottom. And we don't have very high sides on this pan, so we have to be careful we don't get everything all off here and all messed up. Now, our kale's starting to go down just a little bit. So to that, we're going to add some of our pasta. And this dish goes along pretty quick, so I'm getting along here pretty quick. Y'all probably like it because I'm not rambling about stuff. I'm going to add pasta. Again, add as much as you want. It's about half of the pasta that we had. I'm going to get that in there. And to that, we're going to add a little bit more pepper. Let's say about a half a teaspoon. And the same with the salt. All right, we're going to let that go, and then we're going to come back and show you what the egg's going to do. Hey, folks. All right, we got this pulled off. We're going to get us a little bit of this plated up. And as typical when you cook outside, sometimes things don't go according to plan. And obviously we had that issue, or I wouldn't have brought that up. Jeff didn't do a very good job of peeling those soft-boiled eggs. I was a little rough-handed, and so we got us some nice yolks, but the whites just kind of really do. And there's a certain brand of egg, which I'm gonna let it be nameless. That doesn't peel as good, and unfortunately, we got that egg. All right. This here is some Romano cheese. We're gonna shred on top. All right, we got a little bit of that grated Romano cheese on there. Now, what we're gonna do to salvage what old Jeff messed up, we're gonna get us a yolk up here. Look how soft that yolk is. But I apologize. I was terrible on my treatment of the whites when I peel those eggs. But you know what? You've got to survive whatever we do. Now, here's this. Oh, we get that off. Look at that yolk just coming out in there around them eggs. Oh, that looks good. Let's get a piece of this pasta. Mm, mm, mm. Folks, that's your typical outside meal. So not your typical hamburger and french fries dinner cooked outside. We have this pasta with this egg and this brown butter and mushrooms and kale. Now, I'm a meat eater, folks, but I love this dish right here, and I'm so happy to share it with you. Let me swallow so I don't talk with my mouth full. But as we've been doing, we just been reminding y'all to come out and see us on October the 5th. We're really, really looking forward to that event. I think it's going to be an outstanding event, and we're really hoping everybody comes on out and has a really, really, really good time. Pasta cooked outside on an open fire. Easy can be done. Folks, enjoy your food.